What if a single missile could outrun anything in the
Who's
sky?
really leading the
What if
hypersonic
it could
race?
fly so fast that radars barely had time to notice, and interceptors had no chance to react? That is the terrifying promise of hypersonic weapons. And right now, the headlines are buzzing with Russia's Zircon, a missile they proudly claim is unstoppable. But just as Russia basks in the spotlight of its Zapad 2025 exercise, the United States is quietly preparing something even faster, even deadlier: the Long-Range Hypersonic Weapon, or LRHW. The question is no longer whether hypersonics will shape the future. It's who will control that future. The drama began with an event that seemed small, but carried massive echoes. On September 10, 2025, Russia launched a wave of drones against Ukraine. As they often do, some drones strayed off course. At least 8 crossed into Polish airspace. Within moments, Polish F-16s scrambled. Patriot missile batteries went to full alert, and NATO's AWACS aircraft began tracking the intruders. Minutes later, the drones were shot down by NATO air defenses. And just like that, history was made. For the first time since the war in Ukraine began, NATO fired live weapons in its own skies. One swarm of drones, but a signal that Europe was now standing at the very edge of the conflict. And then, just 4 days later, Russia made its next move. From the deck of the Admiral Golovko in the Barents Sea, a missile streaked into the sky, the Zircon, traveling at nearly Mach 9. Officially, this was just part of the Zapad 2025 joint exercise with Belarus. But unofficially, the timing was no accident. Russia's message was clear: if NATO thinks it can shoot down our drones, let's see if they can shoot down this. So let's talk about Zircon. In many ways, it's Russia's crown jewel. A hypersonic cruise missile designed to destroy aircraft carriers and NATO bases. The Zircon can fly at speeds of Mach 8 to 9, roughly 9,000 to 11,000 kilometers per hour. It has a range of about 1,000 kilometers, and it can be launched from both warships and submarines. Its speed makes it nearly impossible for traditional missile defenses to intercept. In theory, a salvo of Zircons could overwhelm a carrier strike group or devastate a NATO command center. But there's a catch. The Zircon looks frightening on paper, but its actual numbers are still shrouded in secrecy. Russia claims it's fully deployed. Analysts suggest the reality is more modest only. A handful of ships and submarines can launch it, and production is limited. And while the missile has been tested and paraded on television, it has never been used in real combat. It is, at least for now, a weapon of demonstrations and press releases rather than proven performance. Impressive speeds, bold claims. But is the Zircon more of a headline than a hammer? Now, let's look at the American side. The Long-Range Hypersonic Weapon, or LRHW. This is not a cruise missile like Zircon, but a boost glide system. It uses a rocket booster to launch a hypersonic glide body that then skips and maneuvers through the upper atmosphere before diving onto its target. The numbers are jaw-dropping. Speeds up to Mach 17, a range of 2,500 to 2,700 kilometers, more than double Zircon's. And unlike Zircon, which relies on speed alone, the LRHW is designed for precision. Its glide vehicle can maneuver, making its path unpredictable and allowing it to strike with pinpoint accuracy. The weakness? It's not yet operational. The LRHW is still in testing, with deployment expected in 2026. For critics, this is Russia's big talking point. We already have hypersonics. The Americans are still playing catch-up. And sure, today, that's technically true. Russia has tested and fired Zircon. The U.S. is still perfecting LRHW. But here's the difference. Once LRHW arrives, it will leapfrog Zircon entirely. Faster, farther, more flexible. It's like Russia is showing off the world's fastest sports car, while the U.S. quietly prepares a spaceship. Zircon may impress today, but tomorrow, will it already look outdated? Now, What does all this mean for NATO and the tensions we've just seen in Poland? The drone incident forced NATO to prove it could act quickly, intercepting threats in real time. But the Zircon test was Russia's way of saying, drones are the sideshow. Hypersonics are the main event. In other words, if NATO struggles with cheap drones, what will they do against Mach 9 missiles? Here's the thing. NATO knows this. That's why the US is pushing LRHW so hard, and why Europe is investing heavily in integrated air defenses. Programs like Eastern Sentry are designed to harden the alliance as eastern flank against exactly this kind of threat. And while it's true that no current system can reliably intercept a hypersonic missile, the advantage is not permanent. The United States is already working on next-generation defenses lasers, interceptors, and satellite-based tracking systems designed to meet the hypersonic challenge. So the real question is not whether Zircon can outrun Patriot missiles today. It probably can. The real question is, for how long? Let's compare side by side. Zircon flies Mach 8 to 9, reaches 1,000 kilometers, and is deployed in limited numbers. LRHW aims for Mach 17, reaches nearly 2,700 kilometers, and is designed to be deployed across multiple platforms, land, sea, and submarine. Zircon's strength is that it exists now. LRHW's strength is that when it exists, it will outclass everything else. Russia may have fired first, but does that mean they'll finish first? And here's where the politics come in. Russia loves the drama of unveiling new toys. Putin himself once presented animated videos of hypersonics diving toward Florida. It plays well in the media. But the US tends to stay quieter until systems are fully ready. Zircon is already on TV. LRHW is still in the workshop. But history suggests that once America brings a weapon into service, it doesn't just match, it dominates. So what's the payoff? Russia, with Zircon, has the advantage of being first. It gets the headlines, the political leverage, the psychological edge. But the United States, with LRHW, has the advantage of being better. When it enters service, it will have longer range, faster speed, and more versatility. Zircon is Russia's today. LRHW is America's tomorrow. And the future, as we know, tends to last longer. In the end, Russia's Zircon test during Zapad 2025 was not just about training. It was theater. It was a reminder to NATO that Russia still has cards to play. But America's LRHW is not about theater. It's about changing the entire game. And when it arrives, the hypersonic race may end not with a bang, but with a very American lead. So what do you think? Did Russia's Zircon truly shift the balance, or is it just a temporary spotlight before the LRHW makes its debut? Is it better to be first, or to be the one who finishes stronger? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Novastra Defense, where we uncover the weapons, strategies, and rivalries shaping the battlefields of tomorrow. This is Novastra Defense. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.